Well, I can do an intro. Here,
You want to do an intro? Go ahead.
here we go.
Okay. Wee.
There you go.
Wee. There you go.
A fast intro. Hello, Lake.
Hi, Bushcraft. Hi, Morris. Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Bushcraft and Lake. Woohoo.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's going to show up today or not, but I figured pop one up here.
I'm still. I don't know.
Pop-ups are good.
Yeah.
Great.
Well,
We
maybe
got
someone.
Autumn
Maybe.
Leaf and
Oh, I haven't seen Autumn in a while. Good to see-
Dogmar.
And Dog Marking.
I
Those are two people I haven't seen in a long while.
always want to say Dagmar instead of Dogmar.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It does look like Dagmar, though. D-A.
The font they use on StreamYard is horrible for O's and A's because they're really similar. And I have to squint sometimes to make sure it's an O and not an A.
It's definitely an A.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Lewis. TH.
Hey, TH2 and
K9.
K9. Lewis. Hey, Lewis.
Calm down.
What happened?
I said, calm down.
Susie.
No, my shirt.
Oh, just calm down. Oh, now I see it. I was logging into it.
What, me?
I didn't do it. What do I need to calm down about? Man.
Hey, Susie D.
No. I had to log into my
Life under gas. How's it going?
to do comments if I wanted to.
Yeah, I actually got I didn't comment or anything because I wanted to pop the live up real quick. I was watching your live about the cybersecurity and stuff.
The two videos. I did.
I only watched the one that just popped up, I guess.
Oh, okay. I did one this morning and then I did another one this afternoon as an update. The update was like about whatever happened this morning while we were all looking at our phones, texting our friends and family. Do you have self-service or do you have, because there's always other ways to communicate with your family other than you know, texting and calling.
Yep.
So I was using every avenue that we've planned to get through, and I got through to everyone that I needed to, which is good.
Yep.
Thankfully.
Same here.
But it didn't make sense because like my daughter Allie, you know, she had full phone service. Bigfoot was working, and he had full service on both of his phones. However, on the same plan, my middle daughter and I had Wi-Fi, but we couldn't call anyone.
No cell service, cellular service.
But I was able to use an app to call my husband, so that was good.
I was going to say, everybody should have a way to use Wi-Fi to contact somebody.
Yep.
Because there are things that you can use Wi-Fi and it'll be the same thing as texting.
Yeah.
And the same thing. It's called a Wi-Fi phone.
Yes.
You can use it the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, Susie D, some buttons I've noticed on the phone for certain actions, like copy and paste or like send. There's certain buttons, like you know that they're there and they're blank, but push it anyways. She was saying she couldn't like or comment, but I noticed this morning when I was copying certain things, my paste button was missing. But if I just clicked it, it still pasted.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Dana. Hi, Ginger.
It's so it's somewhat like limited to what you see, but you could actually do it type thing.
Now, I've been following this for a week because it's been it's been projected this is going to happen, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't say anything about this because if I come out ahead of time and say something's going to happen, I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah,
Right.
there was people in New York City who've been trying to spread this about too, and no one was really listening a week ago. So
Yeah, nobody listens until after it happens.
yeah.
Well,
Now
then
this,
so be it. Because sometimes some people do need it to be that way, but then it shouldn't be that way. But some people do need to have it.
this is a website that's used by cybersecurity to tell what's going on. And earlier, it's picking up again now, but as you can see, it's quite busy. You want to pay attention to the. Oh, it's going to do its fancy thing here to make it.
Ooh, that is pretty fancy. It's like
Yep.
like going down through the rabbit hole through the metaverse or something.
Yeah, it actually shows you the routes and everything that malware and different types of attacks go through.
Mm-hmm.
But if I zoom in here, see how that's going? That's popping out right there. That's a major attack right now,
And where is that?
and that's Germany.
Germany. Oh.
And it's being relayed from the United States.
Oh.
Yep.
But that can be masked to look like that.
Okay.
And this is where it's being projected from.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to here because I don't know if you can see it from the screen that you're looking at, but I can tell which direction these are going. I don't know if I've looked at it for so long. I can see.
Right. Yeah, you can see them going back and forth.
Okay.
And how some of them are split, like the line is like split, and some of them are like they almost look solid, even though they're not.
Yeah, and if I turn this off, you can get a good look at some more of these attacks around here.
Oh wow!
And these in this general area right here, and that could be, the farm stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's going on over there. It could be part of that.
Okay.
I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but you can see New York is getting hit. It's not as bad as overseas, but it's still pretty bad. And then you turn this back on, and it's like whoosh.
It's like Vegas.
And surprisingly, it's quite calm.
Yeah.
There are things going on over there, but they're not being traced. Same thing with here, but that's kind of normal,
Right?
Because we open everything up over here, so we show what we're doing. Basically, I don't know how to explain it, but over there they mask a lot of stuff. We tend to not, because we have regulations on stuff that we can do and what we can't do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the major thing that's happening right now is being relayed from Ukraine into Germany to United States and back again. Who it could be, who knows? It could very well be, our own government. Not saying that, but
Right.
who knows?
It's just a guesstimate.
Yeah.
Right, Bubba News. Bubba News says Happy Cyber Thursday. Right?
Yeah.
No, I've had service. I mean, earlier this morning, I don't know because I was up way early in the middle of the morning and then taking a nap and then got
Yeah.
up. The moon was quite bugging me this morning. So
Yeah. I didn't see the moon, but I saw pictures that others showed me. But I did see the weird looking sun this morning and the sky. That was weird.
And the medical, hacks on our medical, that's a normal everyday thing.
Yeah.
yes,
But
Yeah.
when
But there's that one.
you add on the other stuff,
Right.
then you see it,
Right.
because normally they don't report all that stuff.
No.
And there's like on a slow day, there's 600,000 hacks a day on our medical thing, our system.
yep,
And that could be hospitals to pharmacies to whatever,
Yep.
because it's real easy to get that information, and majority of the time that's what it is. All they're doing is going in and getting your records and then going from there.
mm-hmm.
Oh no, a lot. I'm sorry.
I was just reading that too.
Mark Bake, Awaken Chilliam, Grace, Bubba.
Did
Hi.
you get that mouse? What?
I hope so. If not, there's something out to get it.
Oh man, that sucks when it's
Around.
all your plants except for 3 plants. That sucks.
Yep.
So I'm not going to go into anything with names or whatnot and who and how I'm going to, but I'm not going to do anything like TJ called and asked for prayers for her son. And I'm going to just leave it at that and ask you guys that it's really important that they receive your prayers. It's serious. So if you guys could all keep TJ and her family, mainly obviously her son, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. He says the mouse is still currently active, but not for long.
I like your new hat. Is it new?
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna bug him until he comes on my show. Lucas Black.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where it comes from.
Yes, David. Okay.
And it's 77 times.
77 times.
Yeah. Trying to remember Matthew 18. Oh yeah, 18:21.
Of
Now it
course.
would have been really weird if it was Matthew 17:21,
Thank you.
but it's Matthew 18:21. When Peter asks, how many times do we pray for those who do us bad, and he said up to 7 times, and Jesus says no, 77.
Yeah.
And I was asked twice today what the 77 meant.
That's cool because it's a good opener to a conversation about Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good.
Now I'm gonna have to practice that, remember that verse and stuff, because I didn't remember. And when I come home, I like because I remember it was Peter, Simon Peter, and then I was like, I can't remember what verse it was of, or
Yeah. Esau and Jacob.
Oh, so sorry to hear, Dogma.
Haven't seen me. Oh boy.
Wow.
Headbound.
oh man. Well,
Yeah.
glad you're out. You're out and about now.
Right.
Yep.
Still bedbound though.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that one down
Mm-hmm.
and add it to Josh's list of ours.
Wildlife.
I got my book.
Yeah, I actually am not writing on envelopes. I have a notebook.
Yeah, I
on.
know.
Yep.
I've got the envelopes with.
So I
What
stick
one was
the
this one?
envelopes. You stick the envelopes in the notebook. That'll drive Bigfoot nuts.
Wildlife says, "Oh, I got to renew my membership. I was wondering why my name looked naked."
Not the hospital.
Oh, good. Our
And
cabin in the woods said we
these
just.
books are only $1.25 at Dollar Tree too. These
Are
little,
they?
yeah, I mean it's not real leather, but it looks like it.
Yeah. Our cabin in the woods said we just got our cell back up. My wife called to see what happened. Good.
Okay, that's good.
Hey, our cabin in
Yeah,
the woods.
you can almost on that white website that I log into, you can almost tell when it lifts up, because all of a sudden it'll go from all the signals coming over to the United States, and then all of a sudden the signals go back over, and then it like opens up. So I don't know if that's us sending code back to stop, or it's hard to say. I'm not gonna just keep an open mind that it may not be another country trying to do this to us.
Right.
Yep.
Because it is 2024.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of things are done from inside.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
and if I can, and that's the thing. Now, on the computer, you can use the computer if you're set up with the internet with the computer and everything. You can get an online phone, another phone number for free. Google has it, and you can make phone calls and whatnot. You can't. There's a certain. I think you can go 10 minutes or something like this, but it's an emergency situation to where you can text from this number from your computer. Let me see if I can find a link real quick.
Good enough to keep in contact, enough to make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Wildlife said that I don't know how far out the outages went, but I have seen some reports of people in Canada having cell phone issues.
There was even some out of the country. I mentioned that to my daughters that they're saying nationwide, but we found that it was definitely a worldwide thing. Canada, Mexico. I'm not sure where.
Oh yeah.
Those are the two that I know for sure.
Yep.
And that's the issue with well, on that map you've seen two spots, and that controls a good area, and a lot of it goes into South America, Mexico and whatnot, and up in New York is controlled by, or I mean Canada is controlled by New York. I'm talking cell phone and some internet.
See what Bubba said.
I wanted to know if there was any explanation for today. They're not really giving an explanation,
Oh yeah,
especially AT&T. But there was other things going on before the issue and at the same time. So that's where like things that happen kind of often, but when they happen in this magnitude with a worldwide like internet and cell phone going down, you tend to kind of look at it a little bit different.
Yeah, that's the website right there to where as long as you have a Google account, you can set up a phone number. You can text from it, you can call from it and stuff. there'll be a point to where if you use it a lot, um, it'll tell you have to pay something. But
Yep.
if um, if you just have it for emergency purposes, what you can do is about every month you send a text to somebody and say,
Mhm.
hey, hi, or whatever. That way they don't delete the number, because
Yeah, it keeps the account active.
if you don't use it, it'll get deleted.
hmm And Bigfoot, aka my husband Joshua, was just asking you about about you, Dave Mole, and it's good to see you. Hello. Yeah, and then he just put that out on Sunday, kind of asking if anyone's heard. So I'm gonna write that down for him.
Can you post
And
my phone?
there are depending. I do believe, and Lake probably will tell you one way or other. iPhones have a feature to where they use Wi-Fi to call and stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
If not, you can. There's apps that you can look into. Some free ones. There are going to be ads that pop up all over the place, but
Yep.
that's the name of the game.
That's worth it if you're trying to keep in touch with people.
Yeah.
You know.
And there's a couple that I know of that you're able to talk out of the country still for free, and it doesn't cost them to talk to you. So if you're already not using and utilizing those, you should be,
Yeah.
even without an event like this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Bushcraft, do you know anything more about what I mentioned about what Biden is talking about this law about these ports and security? Like, that's awful funny. That was just done yesterday.
This is something that the port people had in place before he said anything about it.
Okay.
If you remember, oh man, it's been a while since I did videos on the ports and stuff.
I know it's important, and some of us
About
miss.
2 years. Remember when the government, when I said the government was coming in to the ports to take over?
Yes.
This is when they implemented the security stuff within that.
So this is on.
Why is it being talked about now? I have no idea, because it's been 2 years.
But in a day before this all happened.
Yeah.
And that's something I wanted to, because you know how we have to be careful, of what we talk about and what our opinions are. But I just kind of wanted to put that out there for people to kind of be aware of that and maybe question why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's it. Like, just, I know we can't probably elaborate. I just didn't know if you knew. But that's a good point, because like you said, you were talking about that a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And, you just recently stopped in the recent months of doing, you called them maritime?
Well, it just the port stuff. It was mainly because when the stuff was coming in, the fact that whenever they were getting holed up, remember there was like 100 and some ships out there at the LA port, and they were backed up so much that they were 6 months behind getting supplies out to us, because we rely on every country except for ours to feed ourselves now.
Right.
So that's why the shelves were empty and things like that. That's when I was doing a lot of the port stuff, and I still get emails and stuff. The average time at the Panama Canal, how long does it take a cargo ship to get through? They keep track of this. That there's reports that come out of there that I still get emails from, and I still follow that. Oh yeah, there's LA ports have tons of live streams that you can watch the ships getting unloaded and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Lori's World.
Hey, Miss Lori. Dave and Mima.
You know what I forgot to do? There we go.
Yeah.
I took that heart out of the way.
It's nice that you can do it if you forget, you know.
Yeah. I'm just gonna drop the link in the description. That way, if somebody else is coming in afterwards,
They can.
yeah, it's always good. And there's the and the only one I know that still has a landline is Jeff. So I don't. That's something I don't know if landlines still work during when they're having issues with cell stuff. You would think they do because that's a totally different thing. But the fact is, if you're trying to call, you're on a landline, you're trying to call somebody on a cell phone, you're not going to get through anyway. So
And a
you
lot
would
of them,
almost have to call another landline to be able to talk to somebody.
but a lot of them, like over, like if you have like Comcast or something, you have a modem, which is through your cable and Wi-Fi. So some people might have.
Yeah, you go into your live on your control panel, and then you go to customization, and you uncheck live action or live something another. And that's that heart that's very annoying, and I don't like them tracking me anyway. So because they do use that to track the chat.
Yep.
So if you talk about something in somebody's live that has that heart on, and then you go to somebody else's live, and all of a sudden, the ad that you were just talking about pops up on your screen.
Yep. Don't literally get rid of your heart, but yeah, get rid of your heart. Yep. Plus, it's annoying too. So if the moderators are trying to get somebody, the heart thing gets in the way, and they end up shooting off smiley faces and hearts instead of hitting somebody they need to get out of chat. It's just right in the most convenient spot. I swear they put it like there purposely. Like right where it's supposed to be. Not.
Yeah, I would say the biggest part was in the Northeast.
See, I don't know. I didn't get hit. I should knock on wood because we'll probably, they're probably going to do different areas at different times. Who knows?
Well, the thing is, even though your phone said you had a signal in 5G or whatever it was, doesn't mean that it would go anywhere.
Right.
Well,
that was just to a tower. So if the tower's fine, and then down the road when it tries to jump to another tower, it can't find another tower.
Well, I called my daughter who's down by the ocean for me, so she's like at least 30 miles away. So she answered, so she was fine. I actually woke her up for work, which was good. And then I called my husband who was in Boston. So that's another 30 miles away. So
yeah, exactly.
I really hope that this is very small tidbit of an event, because seriously, it didn't affect any of our lives really. But maybe some did. And I hope through that this will now promote people to not depend on your cell phone, first of all, because that's like, technology can be wiped out with a really bad, what do you call it? Solar flare, as everybody wanted to do today. But the meteorologist, Well, I have a friend who's a meteorologist, and this was not that. This was not that.
Yep. Usually it is. Well, they say it is sometimes. Yeah.
So they'll say it is, yeah. But this was
Yeah.
not. This was not that. No. But hopefully, it promotes people to get in gear, to get with your friends and your family, to make a plan of where to meet.
Yeah.
If your vehicle is going to be working,
Yep.
you know, give it half a day, and if you don't hear anything, or maybe the next morning, you all make a plan. Like, you know, we're going to go 24 hours if we don't have anything back up by then. But 24 hours is an awful long time, depending on what's happening, and do you know what's happening? So you
Yeah.
got to have like plan A, B, C, D. I mean, you got to have the whole alphabet.
Yep.
And that's the thing. We're so used to it.
Mhm.
You're so
Yes.
used to be able to, you know,
24/7.
find out, hey, how are you going? Or you go to call and then all of a sudden you have nothing.
Mhm.
It's a shock.
Yeah. So how long are you and your friends and family going to go before you actually put something in action? Or maybe you have certain designated couple of people or a few people
Yeah.
to say, hey, go to this location so we can
Mhm.
talk about what happened, like share information, make another plan from there. Because you can only
Okay.
plan out so far of what your imagination can take, where your
Mhm.
scenarios of your mind can take you. Beyond that, every situation's different. There's things that we've never even heard of, never would have imagined.
How many people in here have a radio that you know a regular radio that would
Works off
broadcast
battery. Yeah,
emergency stuff?
yeah, that
I
works
have
off
a.
not on electricity, like a crank
I have
radio.
a.
Yeah.
I have a handheld. Not a CB. What do you want to call it? A police scanner that does all the weather, marine, and all this and that. Would that work?
There it is. See, he's cranking
Yep.
it.
The hand crank. Yeah. No, I have some of those too at from my parents' house. They grabbed a whole bunch of those
Yeah.
flashlights
Let me see
/
what it
radio
is.
ones years ago because they would always lose power, so they would always keep the radio on. That was the old school thing. You always kept some kind of radio around,
Yeah.
keep a bunch of batteries, for your old school radio and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um,
A radio is a good thing to have, anyways, whether it's plugged in or battery cranked, or cranked or battery operated.
yep.
Let's say you're not home and you live in an area where you may or may not be susceptible. If something goes down, there's people that are going to act right away. If there's voices within the home, they're
Hmm.
going to, they may not want that right now. So they may move to the next, which God forbid, but if you have some kind of like
Yes.
noise going on in your home with people talking
Hmm.
in a far enough area where they can't make out the voices, but they can hear definite voices, they may or may not, they may move on.
That was my next question.
This would be a good thing for 101 to be in here with the ham radios.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now I
'Cause
have a handheld.
he'll go into real big details.
Yeah.
We can probably get him to talk about it tonight because he's supposed to go live tonight.
We only have 2 ham radios, but
Hmm.
it's better than nothing.
I've actually got not CB, walkie talkies that
The
are
walkie-
supposed to be 5 miles,
Yeah.
but
Well,
it's 5 miles if it's flat land.
right. Well, you can use these ham radios as walkie talkies as well on a different frequency thing or jiggy or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, these ones you can do that with. But like you said, I mean, if I'm on one side of the mountain and somebody else
Yeah.
is on the other side, try cutting through the mountain of rock and lake and
Yeah, we seen how that worked yesterday when I was driving home.
Dana got the REM song.
Whenever I went into the valley, my signal went away and I couldn't hear anybody talk.
We could hear him, but no, we couldn't. You couldn't hear us.
no.
Yeah,
Goodness.
I have a handheld ham. What are they called? Bowfangs? Is it Bowfang?
Yeah, that's what we have.
Yeah, and my cousin does too. We had made a pact that when all this stuff started happening,
Oh, that's good.
even though she's a little bit away, but oh,
Um,
good.
yeah,
It's good that
it is starting to quiet down.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. There's not so many going to Germany now. It's straight to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that's it's always that way though. I mean, I shouldn't say always, but usually there's always something else going on while something that we think is big,
Mm-hmm.
the human being,
Yeah.
in the majority, the people who think, oh, this is going, this is happening like right now, something you can notice, something you got in your hand, up close and personal, something that's affecting you. But like, is that what you need to be focusing on? Probably not.
Yeah. And what Tony says here, this is just cell phones. Just think of an EMP. You have nothing. You don't. You
Have
wouldn't see
nothing.
us up here.
And
And
as much as they say with those products, EMP proof, you don't actually know if it's going to be actually EMP proof.
Yeah,
And
I've seen some of them that this thing works good, and they put it in there, and they get a text message.
yeah,
And I'm like, wait a minute. It might not be that good if you're getting text messages.
yep,
And I hear people say, well, I put my cell phone in a microwave and I call it to see if it rings.
mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean it's EMP proof. That just
Right.
means the signal can't get through
Mm-hmm.
because it's especially if it's plugged in.
Now Ed has a good point too. Are they solar flares or cyber attacks blamed on solar flares? There's a good
Yeah.
the chicken or the egg kind of question,
And whatever pops up first, whatever they say it is, or malfunction, or whatever. Don't, especially if it's on the mainstream media, don't go jumping to, oh, that's what it is.
No,
Right.
You gotta go and look this stuff up, and then you have to go and disprove everything until you can't disprove what you're looking for.
Mm.
That makes
Like, we were just talking about malfunctions the other day.
What's your major malfunction? What's your major malfunction?
I miss that guy.
Yes.
I used to love watching his mail call
Oh my gosh, yes.
on the History Channel. Yeah.
We all got malfunctions somewhere. Yep.
What is your problem, Tobias? Tobias has a major malfunction today. You can't give this dog tennis balls anymore. I don't mean to switch the subject, but I'm really aggravated about it. You give him a tennis ball, and he peels it apart, and then you got tennis ball crap all over the place. And then you start eating it. It's like, no, you're going to be pooping out balls. Come on now.
I was going to say, can you give him the rubber ones that don't have the stuff on the outside?
He'll probably chew that apart too.
Yeah, but you wouldn't.
At least it'll be
You
coming
wouldn't
out.
see little green turds all over the place. Well, I shouldn't say little, big green turds all over the place.
Fuzzies. Green fuzzies.
I am a malfunction. Yeah, I am too some days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract. I just have other opinions of what they thought. Do your dogs eat tennis balls? Like, do they peel them apart like it's an orange?
Yeah. So we get well, we have different shapes, but we have some things that I mean, I don't care what you have, it's not getting through it unless you got like maybe like a lion or something. But I'll go see if I can find one real quick.
I don't even want to touch these ones because it like slimy, rubbery things now, and it's gross. Oh, she shreds them. Okay, Grace Johnson has the same problem too. Yes, thank you.
So these are for bully breeds. Like we have a pit bull, and my oldest daughter.
Oh, is that where you stick the little treat inside and drive
You
them
can,
nuts?
but there's other ones that don't. I have a bunch of different things
Oh.
that do different things.
Yeah, the
There's a
punk
couple-
balls or whatever.
Yeah, I got a ball and it's a purple house around here
Was it
somewhere.
slimy there? I seen you wipe your hand.
No, there was like crunchies on it. I don't know. Like
Residue.
it felt like sand. So yeah. Yeah, I'm a feeler. Like I'm a big hand washer. Like if I don't know, like every step of a sandwich I have to like wash or wipe my hands. It's really weird. But these are the bully mates. Like it's kind of
Bully
squishy.
mates?
Bully
Oh.
mates. Yeah, and then this one's not
Okay.
squishy at all. This one's like it's not going anywhere, but it's good for
Oh.
your chewers. Like our dog's really not a chewer, but every now and then she gets a little wing in her tail when she starts using the house as a racetrack, and she goes through and looks at all of her toys. And other
Yeah.
days you can't get her off the couch. She is 9 years old, but dogs, no matter how old, they need some kind of frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got to get their frustrations out, and Danny will get out all of her toys, squeak everything in the house.
Yeah, I seen a video the other day where this is in bear
These are
country, evidently, because the bear came up on the porch and they had a little lap dog, you know,
Oh,
the little ones, and the bear was wanting to eat him. And out of it, all animals that you would think come to save that dog, it was a cat.
yeah, and I've seen
That-
bears run off because of a
And,
cat.
and
Mm-hmm.
that cat and the bear got into it. The
Oh,
bear's crawling at him like this, and the cat's, you know, doing his little thing. And he'd get up
Dancing.
there and attack him, and boom, there goes the bear. It's something about cat, boy. That's
Yep.
Sorry, I have a lot of dings going off today because the girls are in or out. A girl that comes and stays with us every now and then. The girls went to school with each other since they were 4. So she came to spend a few days with us just to kind of like, because it's a vacation for her. Yeah, because she's in public school. So, and plus she lives like in a different town, different school
vacation.
district
What are
down.
you on vacation for?
Well, we give Allie some vacations. Okay, we're not like
Well, I'm in public school.
February vacation.
February vacation. Yeah, it's winter recess.
See,
Yeah.
that
Ohio doesn't.
Ohio, you don't get none of that. It's
Mhm. I know. And then next up will be what, April
you
vacation.
get you get 3 days or
3 days, snow days, and then anything after that's accumulated to do like
yeah,
either
and then
or
you get the 5 days for Christmas.
Mhm.
Thanksgiving you get
Wait, you get 5 days for Christmas vacation.
well, it depends when Christmas lands on, but it's usually the 21st to you go back the 2nd or the 3rd, depending on what day it lands on.
Yeah, that's a good 5 days.
Yeah,
And
they get
then
spring break.
depending on snow days, if there's that depends on Easter, how many days you get off for spring vacation, which is Easter, but they call it spring vacation now. So that means if you get a lot of snow days, then they don't have spring vacation,
Okay.
and then that's it.
Vacation.
President's Days, that you go to school. Martin Luther King Day, you go to school. Veterans Day, Labor Day, you go to school.
See, we make our kid go to school. See, when you're the principal and the teacher, you can give we give the kid whatever we feel as though she should have.
Yeah.
If the work's not done, then you don't get it.
In wildlife, I give away cars and trucks often. I say, you get a car and you get a car. And so you can get a vacation. You get a vacation. There you go.
You homeschooled the kids too, right?
My last one. I would if I'd known it was so easy, I would have done it way before.
Us too. Yeah.
Wait, look at Autumn Leaf. Our kids only have 4 days a week. School 4 days a week. What?
Nice. Nice.
Well, I don't know if it's like this now, but they had all year school in Nevada or
That's
Vegas.
good.
But you would only go to school for 4 days, and you had longer Christmas and Thanksgiving vacations, and
Mhm.
you got off for more things. So it actually came down to you actually had more days off school than you did regular schools. I don't know if it's still the same way, but way back when it was like that.
Right. Yeah, it's like Allie will give her whatever she wants off. I mean, if she wants to do 5 days work of school and get it done in 2 days, then she can have as many days as she wants off.
Yeah, as long as you know they do their work and stuff.
Yep.
And my daughter, I didn't even. She told me when I had to come up for a meeting, and you have to wait for the teacher or the counselor person to log on, and then you would sit there and talk to them. How's your daughter doing? Her grades look good. Is she having any trouble? And I look at her and she said, no, no, she's not.
Mhm.
Yeah, we just have to write up a quarterly report. So every 3 months we do a quarterly report. And
Oh, you actually have to write one out and stuff?
well,
Yeah.
I mean, we type it up. We type it up on the
Oh,
laptop and then we just send it to the printer, print it off, and it's quite a few pages.
Mhm.
we just had to sit there in front of the screen and talk to the
No, well, I mean,
teacher.
we did. Okay, so we did that the first couple of years with a school when we did homeschooling through the school. But
Oh,
now we're fully our own curriculum, do full homeschool, no
yeah,
school involved. So you still have to go to your hometown school administrations,
yeah, that's what we
Mhm.
did.
and then we have to type up a report. You can either mail it in. I bring it in because that makes me feel better because I know they got it. And
Yeah,
you write down and show everything that they've been working on. You put down their grades and anything extra that you use, and then you're done. And then you get a letter stating back that everything checks out, and it's been good. So it's been good for 5 years.
Yeah, see, Robert, I'm just learning all this stuff now. My kids have been out of school. Gosh, my youngest is will be 25, so that tells you. Yeah.
and now if like my oldest son was uh, would have been homeschooled, I would have had to pay attention to what he did because
Mhm.
if there was a loophole, he figure a way around it.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that's the thing because he was in public school, um, um, and they have a thing for every 9 weeks you would take tests to see how you were doing. So he wouldn't do work, he wouldn't do homework, he wouldn't do any work. He just sat in class and sleep and whatever. And his grade, he would have an F. And then 9 weeks come and he would do the test and get A's and B's and bring his grades all the way back up to A's and B's again.
Yeah, it sounds like
And
what Allie would do in school.
that's the problem with their school
Mhm.
is everything's done in packets and they have this where they don't teach anything. You got to learn from this thing and you do your homework. The thing is
They
it's
overcomplicate it.
yeah.
And it's you learn actually so much more, and you're able to sign up for things that not only are by your state curriculum have to be taken, but with that you're also able to incorporate and take things that your child is interested in.
Mhm.
Like Allie's
Yeah,
been in college courses since ninth grade.
and that's the thing that they would have, quizzes and stuff that don't matter. There's no point in it because the grade doesn't matter. The only thing it matters is at 9 weeks the test that you take.
Mhm.
If you do good on those tests, it doesn't matter the whole other stuff that you do. I don't know if it's still the same, but I'm pretty sure it's the same.
Hey, Sniffer.
But that's how he went through high school, and it's not like I
Hi,
can
Rose.
say, well, that's bad because you're not doing your homework and stuff. But
Right.
that's the system that they had to do, and he got good grades. So I can't say, oh, you're bad for that.
Right.
Well, I know in public school there is certain assignments per quarter that are a significant amount of your grade. So, like, the teacher will state, like, this is going to be 70% of your grade for this marking period. So, you best, like, do a good job because otherwise you're going to have to some way make that up somewhere else in your, you know.
Yeah, they don't have that here. It's that 9 weeks is the only thing that
Okay.
matters.
Oh, really?
They do have the SAT, is it called?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing that you do.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Well,
but
homeschoolers, they take a CAT test.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, he scored um, a little bit above average
Mm-hmm.
without studying.
Mm-hmm.
um, but then he decided, oh, I'm going to do the military thing, and so he actually had to study for that test, which he did okay with that. The second time he did the test, which he went into National Guard the first time, which was a mistake. Um, but when he wanted to go over to the Army, they had him take another one, and he did really good on that one.
Right.
Again, he didn't study for that one. It seems like if he did any work, it made his grades worse.
Being that we're speaking on the children and education, do you think it's a good idea, especially now, if it hasn't been done already? But maybe this woke up to some people to educate their children away from the devices and ways to prepare themselves in an emergency.
hmm
I really hope so.
I was always big on that.
Yeah.
The kids knew, um, like the boys. My two oldest boys would take care of the two young kids, um, and so forth with my daughter and stuff. If I wasn't here, if something happens, they knew that they were in charge of taking care of the little ones and my oldest sister or my oldest daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if something happened in the house, where do we go from here? If you're at somebody else's house and something happens, you come here, nobody's here, you know where else to go. If it's really bad through city, there what route to take to get out of the city to bug out locations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, tons of stuff.
And some kids may be like, yeah, mom, dad, uncle, grandma,
Yeah.
papa, whatever. But I'll tell you, in a situation, the children will remember. They may not remember right away, but they will
Yeah.
remember. They're like, oh yeah, so and so said to go here. They will find a way. They will, because kids are resilient. They're like rubber bands. They bounce back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something we all have to work on, is that resilience.
Because remember, 80s, 90s, we all did the fire drill thing.
Yeah.
What do you do if there's a fire in this spot? What do? You crawl, you get below the smoke, and if you live upstairs, there's little ladders that you throw out the window and climb down.
Yeah. How to build a sheet or a clothing ladder, or any article of clothing,
Yeah.
Like people like me who dress
You
in
don't
like
see
tiny
that no
layers.
more.
No.
Is there no fires anymore? Why is that not a thing anymore?
Right.
There's no drills.
They don't even say the old school word, stop, drop, and roll. You
Oh,
know?
they still have them here because of my grandson. I still get all the text messages to say, "Oh, we're doing this today. We're
at the
doing that
school and
tomorrow."
stuff. But I mean, on the commercials and stuff, that
Oh,
used to be all over the commercials. What was
like
that dog? McGruff? No, that's a
yeah,
crime dog.
that's the crime guy. There was Smokey the Bear. There
I remember
was
Smokey.
McGruff. There was I think the firefighters put it out. The one that you're talking about. And here I am. I don't remember
Yeah,
what it's
the
called.
little dog had a fireman hat on.
I think that was McGruff.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think that was McGruff. Yeah, and they would
Yeah.
even have like a little cartoon or like a little
Yeah,
scenario where kids
it
were
was a
actually
Dalmatian.
out.
It was a Dalmatian dog with the fire hat on because the firemen used to always have a Dalmatian.
Was it a Dalmatian? I don't remember
This
Dalmatian.
was always a big brownish, like gray.
Oh, I'm thinking
black
of
looking. It was like a bulldog almost, like a mastiff. Actually, it might have been.
Yeah.
okay.
Sparky the fire dog. Might have been.
Spark, was it?
Hi, Robert. But, I mean, don't depend on your schools and and your daycares and stuff to do
No.
these things. You, as parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles, or just that
Yeah.
big sister in the neighborhood, it's your job to teach the children. Do
That's
not depend on a movie or your school or your whatever to teach your children. You shouldn't be depending on that anyways. You teach your children.
Okay. Evidently, Sparky changed.
Sparky McGruff was a police dog. Yes, okay.
Okay. So was
See-
Sparky the Dalmatian dog with the fireman outfit on?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
Okay. See?
there's a new Sparky, and it looks like something you don't want to see in a dark alley.
Really? Please do
It's
show.
Sparky the dog.
Sparky the dog. Oh, it's scary. It's a robot.
It's a robot? What? Where are you seeing this? Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Yeah, he looks a little pieced together.
Oh yeah, I remember Dare. Yeah.
Yep, Dare.
Yeah.
Oh, remember the commercials? This is your brain.
This is
This is your brain on drugs.
The egg. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they still have those cars and stuff that go to the public schools. They do.
Yep. Drunk,
and also the
drunk
kids.
driving.
Yep. And
Mhm.
they get brought to the firehouse where they show a whole thing with firefighters doing certain things.
Mhm.
And you have to get a parent's permission slip to do this, but you can actually get brought through a house or a vehicle, and you yourself can be put in these scenarios safely while firefighters and police are on site. So, like, they do a lot of that stuff up here, hands-on type stuff.
Yeah.
There's also after-school programs, and there's also things out of the school that you can just go and find out from your local authorities and police departments and fire departments, your VFWs. A lot of these people hold these type of things to teach you. There's usually a certified person in your area that does that.
Here
Yeah.
they have this trailer that they actually put smoke and stuff in if
Yeah.
you're allowed.
Yeah.
You have to have the permission, and they so the kids know what it's like if your house fills up with smoke. It's how do you get out of that? And they have to crawl through. It's not a big maze, just like a normal house, and then they get out the door. And I always thought, how are they doing this? I know parents would probably freak out. I'd let my kids do it,
Yeah.
just for the experience of it. I mean, most of the time driving down the road, you get more smoke in you than what was in that trailer.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it was real smoke either. I think it was something just to.
No, they're usually foggers. So like
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
what I
of
was thinking.
a lot of people like will use those for like testing your fire alarms and systems, anything like that to set them off. But yeah, they're like little foggers, so it's fake smoke, but it's still I did it when I went to school. I thought it was pretty cool. My oldest did it, my middle child did it. Unfortunately, Allie wasn't able to attend school to do that because she's homeschooled, but she has
Yeah.
us. She has us, so
Yeah, that was a thing on ours. Well, my daughter, because she played um, volleyball, and she still played volleyball for the high school, being homeschooled.
oh cool. Oh, see, that's not allowed here. If you're homeschooled, you don't get to go to
Oh, really?
no prom. Well, if you can go to prom, I think she'll be right back. She's
Yeah.
gonna plug in her camera and get it fixed. Yeah, I mean, unless you're brought to the prom and you get it okayed, it's allowed. But no sports after school unless you sign up out of school as a homeschooler. But
Yeah.
anything to do with in or yeah, you can't.
Yeah. She got to go to the dances and everything.
Yeah, I mean, she could go as a guest, but she can't just go in because here all the students have a school ID, updated ID. So every year
Yeah.
your school update, yeah, you get an ID at school that's updated, and each kid has a PIN code. So you're not able to attend anything unless you have that, which is also good for security.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Welcome back, Crazy Irish.
Can you hear me okay?
It's a little bit low.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I hit the wrong button. I don't know why. There was a hair on my screen. I went to move it, but I have a touch screen, so it pissed me off.
Don't touch the hairs.
Is that better?
It's about the same, but we can hear you. It's just low.
Yeah.
I'm not muffly, like I'm in a bag or anything.
It sounds more like box.
A box? I'm boxed in and withdrawn.
It's clear. It sounds fine.
Okay.
Now I found this morning, I don't know why, maybe I'm weird, but I found this morning kind of like interesting and fun. Like, I know that might
Yeah.
sound weird, but it's like, okay, here we are, we're doing it. And this is like nothing compared to like anything shifty or anything like that. But it was like, all right, let's test this stuff out and see who answers and see who remembers to do this, that, the other thing. And but see, that was not out in the field though. Like that was just using your devices on other things, other ways to get a hold of each other.
Mhm.
That wasn't an all-out test, in my opinion.
Nope.
But it was
Yeah,
good.
that's when like my tree thing when it took out my power. I just used it as an opportunity to like I had solar lights. Everybody knows I'm big on the solar light thing. So I stopped using them and I only used the emergency candles that I had. And I
Yeah.
said, well, I wonder how long these last. And then I had some candles from Dollar Tree, the old fashioned, they usually have Jesus on them and
It's
stuff.
called penny glass
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
And I wanted to see how long those last. So I would have one in one room and I marked down the time when I lit them. And I wanted to see how long each one of them lasted. That way I would know. And I found out that the Dollar Tree candle lasted longer than the emergency ones did.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
these run, what is this, 72, 76 hours? They're pretty good size. I have white and purple. I have other ones in other rooms too. Actually, I think we have some in every single room of the house, but I've got pretty big hands for a girl. It's for fishing. They're pretty good size, but is that about what it ran you is around that time, like 3 days? That would be like 3 days straight, wouldn't it? I mean, of course you don't leave it running, so like you blow it out.
Yeah, I left it even in the daytime because I marked down when it started. And the emergency ones that are supposed to be long lasting were out by like 10, 11 o'clock.
Oh, the sticks.
Yeah.
Those suck. I'm sorry, but they
Yeah.
do. They just
And the glass ones. Now the glass ones you have to be careful because they're so long and skinny. But like if I'm putting stuff like in the living room, I'll put a cookie sheet down and I'll put the candle on top of it. So if it falls over, it's going to fall onto the cookie sheet. That way, nothing will catch fire and stuff. And I've got the kerosene lanterns and all that, but like I said, I just used it as an opportunity to test stuff out.
Yep.
I have these all over the house hanging in different areas.
Mhm.
Some are smaller than others. But I can tell you, I can tilt this and go, woo, woo, woo. This is awesome. Yeah, whoosh. But these are rather tall. But if you can put that in a clay pot and then put your clay pot in sideways with this. But I mean, even just this, I can walk, you know.
Yep.
This is going nowhere, but you can not only carry this throughout the house or outside, because now your wind is all trapped from the candle, but you're able to safely walk through the house. And if that tips over and you fall or anything, it's going to extinguish. I mean, it's encaged, metal bottom. Don't get the wooden ones, but make sure that you test the things, you know. But they work great. So they're cute and decorative too. So it's like, you know,
just don't go out in the yard and hold it. People try to run you over.
Yeah. No, but like it's just,
I remember that was a thing. Anytime, you know, there's always these little statues, but holding a lantern.
Mhm.
People would run them over. I don't know what the purpose of running over was, but it got
Either
done a
ran
lot.
over or backed into. They
We
always
have-
ran over or backed into.
back into where?
Those
Light post things. They either get ran over or backed into.
Oh, that's a lot better. Whatever you did.
I unplugged the damn camera. Yes,
Oh.
I use it. Yeah, I'm in Southeast
Oh,
Massachusetts.
it was using the camera. Nice.
We have these in every room, one or two of them, but also like this one I brought in because it came in from outside. Leave a couple of these at the entryways of your home, because with a candle in it, and keep a lit way to light it, whether it's in your vehicle or on your person. Because if you are driving home and everything lights are out everywhere, street lights, home lights, you're going to want to light something to enter back into your home, especially if you're like us, leave the house unattended and you got stuff everywhere and animals, and you never know what you're going to be walking into.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why all my windows have the Dollar Tree solar lights. Now, the Dollar Tree solar lights, now they have a little slip of paper that you pull out to activate them. So as long as you leave them in there, they'll stay charged all the time. And when you need them, you just pull that thing out and boom, you got light.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
And then stick them back in the window in the daytime. Nighttime comes, you got lights.
You see what?
I mean, we've been without power, without cell service for days. We've had no water. I mean, not just recently, but throughout the years. But every single time it happens, you learn something new. So like, oh, I've been through that before. I can get through that. No, because you learn something new every single time. Like, I will tell you, we're not always prepared for everything on the spot. I learned that, you know, certain times a year, unless we went to go travel somewhere to go, like, I don't mean like anywhere like real far, but, you know, just to flush the toilet for 30 some hours. Okay.
It takes a lot of water.
It does. It does. And to bathe and to drink, thank goodness I wake up every morning. One of my routines with coffee is to fill all the basins in the house, make sure the Berkey's filled. Of course, we have the big blue things of water. But the thing of it is, though, is you won't realize how much water you will go through just to have a running toilet in the house,
Mhm.
not have to go outside. I mean, a gallon of water for some toilets may be enough to flush. I don't put it in the toilet itself. You can put it in the back of the toilet and flush it like normal. But that takes 1 to 2 gallons with a new toilet.
Yeah.
Toilet.
Mhm.
So if you're going out and buying water to do that, that's silly because well, I mean, there was
Yeah.
always a running joke up here in the
I'm-
Adirondacks.
I got a
Can I use your bathroom? Yeah, leave a quarter on the toilet when you're done. Well, I mean, it's like $1 a flush.
Yep.
But that's why you're supposed to be filling containers of water for not drinking, but for that.
Flushing
Mhm.
and yeah.
Yeah, there's that's why there's black water, gray water, and drinking water.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah, like we have gray water and the stuff that goes out to the sewer, it's different. Our gray water is like mainly for the
Laundry like stuff.
Yep.
Uh,
25-gallon buckets to fill predicted power issues. Yeah, I mean, if you can predict one, because we do that as well. They're like, oh, we got a big storm coming. We better get, this, that, the other thing ready, all the things you need to get ready. However, like,
There you go, Ed.
there was nothing going out today about your cell service. Maybe, I mean, you may have had to do something really important today that required internet or a cell phone, and you didn't have that. We're not always able to predict our outages. Sometimes
And that's
outages don't happen.
the thing. Until it gets to a certain number, they won't say anything. If it's just like one county, or a few people in the county and a few people in this county, they won't
Yep.
say anything. Same thing with the electric, cable, all that stuff. They won't say anything until it gets to a certain number, and then they have to say something because it's just too many people.
Yeah, but not all outages and SHTFs are like predictable. Like not all of them are able to prepare for in hours of advance or minutes of advance. I mean, these things can just, with a hit of a switch, it's just done. Like there was no warning, no nothing. And we can't humanly possible prepare for all the scenarios because we don't know what they may be.
Oh no.
Exactly. As long
That's
as you
like
get a little bit, you're good.
people in Ohio. Why would we prepare for a hurricane?
Well, you would.
Huh?
We were not tornado prepared, although we're lucky enough to have a basement. We've had tornadoes before.
Yep.
Not like here, like right here where I sit. It was about 2-3 years ago. I'm gonna say 2 years ago, might have been 3. It came, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 towns, this tornado, an EF0. And they're like, oh, that's nothing. You should try, people who live in tornado valleys or whatever. You should see a 4 or 5. And it's like, well, no, I don't want to see that because I saw what an EF0 did. It took trees, like so girthy.
Yep.
And we've got big trees up here in the Adirondacks. It laid them down the mountain, all the way down the mountain from 4 towns over, like it was toothpicks. The root systems were completely up. We had no warning at all, none. But thank goodness Bigfoot lived in Ohio before here, and he was able to see the hook on the radar. And he says, would you girls please just listen? Because he was frustrated. We're like, it's fine. We get storms all the time. He's like, girls, I am being serious. Grab Danny and get in the basement now. And we're like, he's serious.
He's serious.
Yeah. If you look at the amount of tornadoes each state gets, you'll be surprised because everybody says, "Oh, it's Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas. Those are where it gets the tornadoes.
Mhm.
Right.
You'd be surprised. Ohio's in the top 10.
Yep.
And you wouldn't think that. It's Ohio, way up here. Why would we get a lot of tornadoes? But
But you
I'd
do.
say here in
Yeah.
the southeast, we're so used to hurricanes.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, New England weather is hurricane. You know, during your tornado season, it's a hurricane, which they both can be just as damaging, but sometimes like tornadoes are worse, and sometimes hurricanes are worse.
yeah.
But
Tornadoes like wham bam, and
yep,
hurricane
Like
it
a big
lasts
lasts
longer.
forever. Wham bam, thank you, no ma'am,
Like,
no.
okay, in that aspect of what you were just saying, look at Texas. What was it, 2 years ago? They
Yep.
never thought they would get in temperatures for that long, that cold. And that was catastrophic what happened there. That was
Mhm.
uncalled for. That
They're
we were not
still
prepared.
they're still their plumbing is still they're still have shortages on some of the plumbing that they use because they don't bury their water pipes and stuff
Nope.
because there's no need to.
Well,
Up
I
here, you have to go 2-3 feet down to bury your water.
see, here we have to do 5 to 6 feet.
It's 5 to 6.
5 feet is the minimum.
Yep, because we get so cold sometimes, and especially you up there. You way up there, you get cold. Yep.
I thought until a couple of years ago, I thought everybody's electricity lines was on telephone poles and we had lines going through the air like we do. Apparently a lot of places, electrical is underground.
Yep. New developments around here, like my parents' area, it's all underground. And
I didn't know that.
I was 12 years old. That development got built, 11 or 12. So that was back in like the 80s. And then Andrew's father's place, which is about 15 to 20 years old, it's just like a little cul-de-sac. They have everything's underground, but you're attached to a main pole on the main road off the development. You know, so it's still, I have telephone poles around me too, so we're still good.
You guys were in the 65 range yesterday or the day before temperature. And that's what it is. That's that warm air and cold air mix and
clapping together. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty tornado prepared now, but I mean, really, how do you really prepare for a tornado? I mean, yeah, grab your pink helmet and get to the basement and have all your supplies already down there. You know, your bags of your pets. I mean, but, I mean, I've seen where not just on the movies, but I mean, I've heard stories where people get ripped right out of their storm cellars.
Well, the thing with tornadoes, it's not, you know, getting sucked up in the air and thrown somewhere. More people die from debris flying through the air.
Yep.
A piece of grass can go through a piece of wood in a tornado. Yep.
Oh.
So many times you see 2x4s and branches through somebody's house.
We have pine needles on regular windy days, not even high windy days, but regular windy days. We have pine needles that stick inside of plants, mushrooms, inside of the tree. I mean, little pine needle. Pine needles are what?
Yeah.
At most, maybe 2.5, 3 inches long, maybe a little bit more. I mean, a pine needle just sticks into something just from a regular wind. Can you imagine our pine trees going like even 80 miles per hour?
Yep. I can.
I mean, I hear about every so many years somebody got pine needles right in the eye. And it's like
yeah.
I'm just like, all I could think of is like porcupine quills. Just
Yep.
We also have a bunch of weird, mysterious hooks on our ceiling. And people are like, why is there a hook up there?
That's to hang the dead bodies.
it's for things like this, or
sure.
No, it really is. Or like, if I were to hang one of these in the middle of the room, you ready? So you hang it there during the day, and when nighttime comes, somebody just goes up there and just simply pulls it down.
Pulls it. Yep.
It lights up the whole like living room. It lights up the whole other
Is that
side.
the ones that got the magnet on the bottom?
The what?
Magnets.
Oh no, I got the
No.
ones that got magnets so I can stick them wherever.
So we have those ones. They're usually like to look under the hood of the truck. We keep a lot of those in the truck.
Mhm.
There's ones with a magnet where you can stick it to stuff. We have those too. Not in every room do we have those, but we have them in the truck, the kitchen, and then the basement and the
I've seen
garage.
Longboard mom. She's got the hooks too, so she for the same reasons. Yep.
Yeah. So if you ever go into someone's house and they have like all these mysterious hooks in the middle of it,
Maybe.
just maybe. They might be.
Where are you going?
What happened, Grace?
No, but it is like for a regular everyday, it is kind of weird to go in someone's home and see a bunch of hooks hanging everywhere. But they serve a purpose when they need to be. Yeah. That's neat.
Yeah. See, remember when we were getting those big wins for me a couple weeks ago? Robert Bates remembers because the Cape got smacked with that, and the Cape area has actually had tornadoes in the last couple of years because they're right off the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's more likely out that way. You know, we had tornado warnings last year. We were sitting in the back porch with the glass windows all around us, just watching everything, which was stupid, but just watching the wind and the rain and things just.
You guys got hurricane electric in your area?
Hurricane electric?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. To tell you the truth.
Where they can do certain areas of power.
New York City area.
It's like where you have certain places like firehouses, schools, certain buildings where they have like that kind of electrical going on in a case of a power outage.
I remember when I was younger, when we had a real bad hurricane, everybody that was closest to the high schools or the schools around here would be connected to the school's generator, so they would have power.
It just says hurricane. Here, let me look it up. Hurricane Electric Incorporated. Anyways, in New York area, it's being hit right now. It's an internet service provider.
Ooh, Lake, be careful.
Faith
I
over,
hear a cat.
yeah, faith over fear, unless you have Raven, and he's
Right.
like,
Meow, meow,
he
meow.
already ate this morning, and for some reason now the girls probably closed the bedroom door, so he's probably wanting in there.
To get in.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
it's actually in Virginia too. Ashburn, Virginia.
IP Transit, maybe? Hurricane Electric operates one of the top international.
Oh wow, they're actually
No.
it's a major internet.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading. It's a major internet.
Yeah, there's NTT American Incorporated is also another one that's being hit.
The only thing I can think of is, back in the day, everybody was connected. If you lived within, like, I think it was like 3 or 4 blocks from each school, you would have power from the generator. Because my friend's house, who lives right next to the school, she would always have power when we would be out blocked, and I would always go to her house when I was a kid. Tobias, you eat so loud, dude.
Twitch is being hit too. I don't know why, but yeah. ShareFile and Microsoft. But yeah, that's networks. Hurricane Electric.
Yeah, that's why I typed it in, and that's what came up was the same thing you just read off.
Yeah.
Internet service. Yeah, it must be called something different now. But I mean, in my area, we've had a bad hurricane, but I don't remember it like when I was a kid. I was like maybe like 11 or 12 when the last bad hurricane hit, and we wouldn't, we went with power for like 2 or 3 weeks, no power,
Yeah.
no water,
I remember going not having any power when I was a kid. It was nothing new. What do you want, cat?
Yeah. What
Like-
Robert means by hunker down,
Yeah.
you just stay home, and if you need to, if you have your service radios
This
on.
is the skinny version of
Raven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
So your cat's going off, our cat's going off, our dog's whining in the window. What is up with all these animals? Sometimes that's another thing. Pay attention. I remember how many times we've mentioned this, Bushcraft.
Mhm. Tobias has been awfully close to me today.
Crazy Irish. Yeah. Your
Yeah.
animals will clue you in. I mean, I
Well-
know it can be annoying sometimes, but always take the time to be like, okay, what's going on with them?
What's
Oh,
going
yeah.
on? Well, I think Tobias just ate for all of them all together because he just chowed down like a half a bowl or something. So he ate for everybody, all the pets. So there you go.
Especially, this sounds weird, but especially rodents and birds.
Mm-hmm.
Rodents and birds will tell you a lot.
Hear that? What?
Rodents. Really, Dan?
If the mice are eating your plants.
Yeah, animals can feel the solar flares. That's why watch your, if you notice your animal being weird for an afternoon or something when it's predicted to have solar flares and stuff, pay attention and watch,
My stuff.
Birds can, and like what Lake said, watch out for the rodents and birds, because birds can actually tell you when there's a storm coming, or even if predators are in the area too.
Right.
This is something as small and minute as that,
Well, I mean, it can be anything small from watching the critters, gather things before a storm.
Mm-hmm.
Because you may not always have the Weather Channel or the news to let you know when it's going to sprinkle. You get a phone warning now for every little sprinkle that may or may not happen. You get fog warnings now. Here, we just know it's going to be foggy. I mean, if it's winter, you're probably going to get snow.
Yeah.
If
Yep.
it's spring and summer, you're probably going to get some banging thunderstorms.
Yep.
Look at all the times where you see the movies where they'll be in a tunnel somewhere or a sewer, and all of a sudden all these rats go running by.
Right.
It's like,
Like,
well,
why
follow them out.
yeah, follow them.
they always keep on going, or they stand and look at each other, and then all of this water comes
Yep.
Yeah,
and washes them away. It's like them rats know something's coming.
Mhm.
exactly. Or bugs, like insects. Watch
Yeah.
them too, or you look around your area. Like if you're seeing a lot of, I hate to say it, but if you're seeing an uptick of like a lot of dead things, you might want to check into the water, your air, the soil. Like it just
You're spoiled.
got to keep track of everything.
Well, spring is coming, Robert. What Robert Bates just said, crazy Irish. The rat I get in my chicken run dug like 6 tunnels last night versus the one it typically does. Oh,
Mm.
it is becoming spring, so they're getting ready. Well, I mean, we're all due. I heard this weekend. Well, yeah, tonight actually. Well, tomorrow morning, very early, we're all supposed to get rain and snow again.
Oh,
Yeah.
the rain's. Yeah, you got rain coming.
Yeah, my area is more rain, but like way out Western Mass, up towards you,
Leave my straw alone. My
snow.
cats like to steal my straws.
I'm sorry to hear that, Fancy Oak. Yeah, but did you guys see? We didn't have ours scheduled. We didn't have any rain or anything scheduled. Like that's what I'm saying about these apps. Like,
Yep.
did you guys have weather
Yep.
like that scheduled?
Looking in the forecast, yes.
We
yeah.
did.
SDH2 said something. I don't.
Didn't.
Oh,
I don't look at the weather.
It's a full moon weekend too. Do, 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 do.
Now that I'll pay attention to if a full moon, but not right now.
This
Probably
weekend.
a couple months from now, I'll pay attention.
Oh,
to
see,
it.
it's coming up from Rose Young's area because she said for her tonight, rain/slow mix tonight. Yeah, and ours was going to be in the middle of the morning. They said around 1 to 2 Friday morning.
And I'll be paying attention to the eclipse that's supposed to be in April because there's some odd things going on around that time period for some reason.
Around eclipses, yes, yep.
Well, no, the certain one.
Yep, the 24th.
Oh, did you? Oh, this is something. Did you hear that? Because well, Bubba News is in here. He probably knows about it. The moon's turning red. Now,
well,
there's rocks on the moon that's rusting, and which is odd because there's no oxygen on the moon, and you need oxygen to create rust.
Yep.
So this is a biblical thing. The moon's supposed to turn red. And
have an eclipse.
if you go and look at the moon, high def look at the moon, you can see where it's actually turning red.
Right?
Yep.
So it's called hematite.
Yeah.
And hematite is actually the Greek word for blood.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like I said, it's a biblical thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's when the something's supposed to happen, the moon turns red. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Yes.
watched was listening to a podcast about it, and he was saying that it's supposed to be like the rocks are rust. They turn rust, but how can that be? Because there's no oxygen on the moon, and you need oxygen to create rust.
And water too, right? Moisture, humidity.
Yeah.
Some kind of moisture, humidity.
Yeah.
Yep.
So where did I think I took some screenshots last night. I've got legs underneath the door. Black cat legs. Yeah.
You took screenshots of underneath the door?
No.
You know what mine used to do? If there was a big enough space, he used to put his paws underneath and curl them around and start shaking on the door, like coming from underneath him.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. And
yeah.
Just have the dogs on the other side. I was going to get a picture of that stuff. Yeah, Bigfoot and I were just talking about this last night.
Mm-hmm.
The hematite. Yeah, I thought I had pictures.
Yeah, because hemo.
That's like an up close view of like small pieces of it, but like imagine that massively over like.
Yeah, and it's spreading. That's the thing. It's not going away. It's getting bigger.
Right. So, I mean, and then the hematite also turns black, and then has got crystals all through it.
Yep.
But in this form of the hematite, that definitely is a reddish brown color. It almost looks like fire. So like imagine, see when I back up, see how that almost looks like bright, like something that's on fire or like rusty.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to go see what's wrong with that cat.
Yeah, this is what did Bubba just say? We won't have another eclipse like now until
until 44.
2044. Yeah. August. Yep.
Yeah, I remember when it seemed like when I was a kid, there's an eclipse, and then there wouldn't be none for ages.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because I was a kid, but now it seems like there's 2 or 3 of them a year, or there's they're different kinds of moons and stuff.
Yep.
There's the beaver,
The
there's a name
hunter.
for everything now.
Yep. Means fake vanilla. No.
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
Al Bundy, how you doing?
Ross Bell's in here too. Hey, Ross.
Yeah, that's see that there's
Yep. 20. We'll be in early 2025.
yeah, I don't in I remember when Haley's Comet came by,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it comes by like every 80 years or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least it was in our lifetime. Is the bushcraft family moon? Yeah, it's just they're a lot different. How did that go?
I told Allie and Bree, and they have the door open, so that wasn't the problem. He's just very large and needed to be fed twice today. Normally he doesn't, so he gets his wet food in the morning with his dry, and he usually just back falls onto his dry. If he gets like tidbit hungry, he'll snack on it, And then he has a full bowl of dry cat food. He just wanted some wet food. Hey, Bear.
Yeah, I'm glad my kids don't.
Yeah.
They don't whine for food.
Oh, they do. They know because I feed them when it's time for me to eat. Because if not, they're going to be bugging the heck out of me.
Wow.
But I go through that. They have their own little spots where they get fed at, because you can't feed them next to each other because that's asking for trouble.
Did you see what Wildlife put up here? Did you hear about the massive fireball that lit up the night sky across nearly a dozen states last night?
Last night?
I didn't.
Yeah, there was. Now I don't know if it's true or not, so I'm not saying anything. That laser beams coming from space.
Sharks with laser beams.
No, green. They were green, which is not. That's not a normal color for a laser. I know that you can make them any color, but green takes more power than
red.
Like a red one.
Yeah, red's usually the basic color of them, aren't they? Yeah.
So like those things that I was talking about and you were talking about not long ago, over the course of years too, like the sound ones.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Interesting.
If, say, a country wanted to do this, they wouldn't put a color on these. The only way you can see them is if it heats up the sky when it's coming down, and you can see the aura from it.
Okay.
Because normally, the only reason they have colored lasers is so you can see them.
Otherwise, they're just kind of particles.
It's just they'll shoot something down.
Wildlife sent a video in.
Oh.
Neat.
Wow.
So you heard about that one too?
See it?
Yeah. I think I seen the same one. Why is it not letting me click these?
Here, let me play it again. Watch this sucker. Oof.
Wow.
That's a big whoosh.
And didn't that happen like a year or two ago, like over Maine and Russia and all different areas?
Yeah, there was one in Russia. This happens quite a bit. But again, if an alien came down and landed in the White House parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
Who would be surprised right now?
I thought it already did.
Well, I'm now if it happened in the 80s, it would be, whoa, everybody would be freaking out. And
Yep.
now we see all this stuff happening. It's like, oh,
I
okay.
know. It's like, yeah, you look for this, is this real or not real? I mean, well, look at that. I'm not going to mention the names of these projects or whatever, but
Say
Mm-hmm.
Bigfoot.
no, no,
Look how
no, no.
many Bigfoot things there are now.
There was already UFOs over the White House years and like
Yeah.
Yes.
decades ago.
A couple of sightings decades ago. Yeah. They were when times were getting tight.
And you notice that there's always cameras all around the White House.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden, all the cameras were down
Yeah. Just
during that time.
Oh no. It's like the movie Thanksgiving when all of the cameras just all of a sudden the footage disappeared.
I say Bigfoot, and look, one shows up.
Hey, that's my Bigfoot though.
Right. Out of there.
Paranormal Highway. I usually watch his lives. He gathers a bunch of the sightings and the videos of the so-called Bigfoot ones, and some of them are hilarious. One, we'll just say that he must have just got done eating a bear because he had a big old belly on him.
Wow.
There's another one that was carrying a baby.
Right. I've seen that.
Yeah, and you'll see some that the video shows that there's sun coming from a certain direction, but this Bigfoot walks through and he's real dark and never hits the sun, a beam of sunlight. And it's those ones that makes a bad name for everybody else that actually goes out and sees something, because if they ever do catch something, nobody will believe it. It's a trick. It's somebody in a suit or something.
And that's the problem with so much of that being out there. Everybody wants that cryptid fame. It's like, don't make things up, because that's why it's like for every 1 out of 50 stories may or may not be true, but you have to listen to all of them and use your discernment through all of them to get to that one,
Yep.
But yeah, unfortunately 49 like kind of mess it up for the one, and then that's why people don't want to come forward, is because of everything from being picked on to ridiculed to being afraid of maybe even being investigated. I mean, there's so many reasons, but I mean, like
the same thing with the UFO or anything that it's there's so much of it out there now that when something happens, it may be big news for the first couple days and then it's gone.
Like I saw something weird in the sky last night, but it's like, do I post it or am I just going to get the same comments as I normally do? But there was another weird thing in the sky last night, and it didn't have anything to do with the sun or the moon or any of that stuff. It was just moving around kind of weird, and nothing like a drone or, obviously it wasn't star, because a star does not move around like that. It was just crazy looking. So I took 3 or 4 videos of it for myself, for my Lake Fairy files, and that's probably where it's going to stay. And it's dated. So for my confirmation and for my files to be kept until otherwise needed. Yeah. But it kind of stinks that, and it's like AI generation stuff. What is it, that CGI? Is that what it's called? Where you can just do all kinds of fun
Well,
stuff.
the CGI is a computer does it.
Computer does.
Like a green screen, that would be me doing it. It just takes the green out of the equation.
Right. Or like people in ghillie suits or people in just
Mhm.
with all the drones now that people have. I mean, I have a drone. It's super fun. They had a bigger one downstairs, but I actually recently got a smaller one that I'm definitely got it up the first time and I can navigate, but I don't feel good enough yet to go bring it up over a mountain, over a lake yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably going to lose it.
Yeah, you don't want to lose it.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
my
yeah.
old one carried a phone. This one doesn't need a phone. So it takes images without the phone being up in the air.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
People get dressed up and they even have drone footage. Is that real or is that not real? I don't know because I'm not a forensic scientist,
Hmm.
but I am a mom with daughters. So
That's, well,
estimate
I
that.
told him, because he had one that he thought was real. And I told him, send me the video and then I can reverse negative it to where I can tell if it's actually that image was put there or it was actually filmed together.
Mm-hmm.
Which you can still fake that too, but
You know what
it's a
keeps on
lot harder
popping in
than
my head?
people think.
Oh,
You
I
know,
So a lot of
do
people
stuff
don't
like
do
that
that.
all the time.
You know what keeps on popping in my head every time we hear about, people doing, the CGs and stuff like that. Keep on remember that Brady Bunch episode. Remember when Greg wanted the room or wanted to scare Bobby and he did the UFO thing?
Oh,
Do you remember that episode?
Vaguely. Brady Bunch, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, look, see, even people back then tried to do it,
yeah.
Did you guys know Jeff was in here? Hi, Jeff. Oh yeah, he said he woke up and is filling his face with peach cobbler, and he didn't bring any to share.
So I sent him a link.
He's wiping up his face from the peach cobbler. Give him a minute.
Did Bigfoot set up for tonight yet?
So in the event of my daughter has not had any friends over in what seems like months. Actually, it's been months. I'm not sure. He talked about last night maybe canceling because
Okay.
he doesn't. Allie doesn't do this very often, and even though it's only an hour or two, so I can't really speak on that now because the girls both said, "Oh, don't cancel. Tell them not to cancel because they're just going to hang out in the bedroom." But I think he just didn't want them to have to be quiet. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
only an
'Cause
hour.
usually at the end of Jeff's, we say so and so be going live, and I went and looked, and I said, oh, he hasn't set it up yet, so I don't know if he'll be going live Thursday or not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it's some of that, and maybe I also would vouch. I mean, he probably also would he needs a break from just things. He doesn't get too much time outside of work and ministry and everything else to just get time to just do anything that he wants to do otherwise. Like maybe, not that I'm saying he doesn't want to do this stuff, but maybe he wants to whittle sticks or do something else, fix something around here or just sit and watch a movie.
Jeff said he'll be up as soon as he's let my computer warm up, and I'll be up as soon as it does. You better bring some peach cobbler because Life and the rest of us are all waiting for the peach cobbler too. So
Yeah. I don't have any ice cream either, so I just have
that's
to do
okay.
it.
No, but Cindy Squirrel and Allie and I said I would do Cindy Squirrel. Cindy Squirrel made really good ice cream where it looks like you went to the store and bought it, but way better.
I have an ice cream machine, but I don't have nothing to put in it.
Why?
Right?
Why? It's condensed. What was it? Condensed milk or was it evaporated milk? See, I'm gonna have to go back and write it down. I have to go back to our video and watch it again.
Let's see what Master.
No one
Yeah.
is talking about the
Yeah.
huge solar flare hitting Earth. We did actually talk about the solar flare a little bit. It hit as the next flare. A lot of people thought it was like a G2 or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
People are saying that might have been it. However, if you look at that, those kind of ones that strength hit all the time without a problem.
And why would it just hit AT&T and not others?
Well, and it did hit Verizon and T-Mobile and others. It's just that the outages, like you said, with the numbers weren't up enough.
Yeah, it's
And why would my phone be out, but in the same house my daughter's works?
yeah, that's what I meant. It's too sporadic for
It's sporadic, yeah. So no, it's.
No,
I mean,
that's an
we're
easy.
still waiting for the
I'm
final
not
word.
saying that's not what it is, but
Right.
In my opinion, it's an easy blame, and I
Mm.
think it's lame.
Mhm.
In my opinion,
and tonight when the nightly news comes,
Yeah.
well, do they even have nightly news anymore?
They do. They do.
they do.
I just don't believe the first thing that pops up. That's all I'm saying.
No, and like Lake, and we have all mentioned. Lake mentioned today too. Do your homework a little bit. Research it. Definitely.
Here, I can show you the activity right now going on.
So, like my brother has the same carrier as we do, and his did not go out. You know what I mean? So, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I think it honestly hit certain people, and that's what I'm going to stick to.
Wow, it's not as pretty anymore. No, I agree with you. Like, I do.
Hi, Jeff and Dixie.
Hello.
Yeah,
How
if
y'all
you
doing?
were here when we first got in here, it was really,
Wow.
really thick through here. Now it's more spread out. You're actually seeing some over here in China now. And the Ukraine is pretty much all gone there.
And Jeff cannot speak until he shares some peach cobbler. Anybody else?
No, I don't need to be cobbler.
No.
I'm scared.
Why is ER leaving? Later, ER.
Later, Gator. Where you going? And Ed had said something.
Now.
Why does NASA jump in suddenly to give a reason? Is NASA means to deceive. They've always meant to deceive.
Yeah.
Always.
And mass is not what it used to be either.
No, not fun anymore. Nothing's fun anymore. You realize that? Nothing's fun anymore.
It's kind of the same, but they contract everything in and out so that there's hundreds of companies that have their hand in the cookie jar.
Right?
Is pretty much what NASA is now.
Mm-hmm.
So when they suggest something or say it's this or that, who's really saying it? Because again, they have so much into that.
Okay, so they're finally letting out that the Dallas-based AT&T was the hardest hit, with about 74,000 customers reporting outages as early or as late as 8 a.m. But again, they keep mentioning that down detector. I went on the down detector this morning and I got a 404 message. Did you know that?
Well, down detector is very easily manipulated.
Yeah, because people do that.
Yeah, it's all customer based resources.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with this happening, Twitch is one of the things that's being hit hard. And Twitch is a streaming service for gamers and stuff. But the fact that it's that could be used as a tool to attack other things.
Yep. So right as it stands right now, this morning's incident is either something to do with cybersecurity, which they're not really mentioning anything about, but they have sent an email in to an executive director assistant of some kind. And then meanwhile, many of the meteorologists are saying no, but as some meteorologists are pointed to two strong solar flares that erupted late Wednesday and into early Thursday, which again, they don't know.
Mhm.
They're just not saying. Isn't it weird that
Yeah.
the biggest trigger was Texas? Hi, Rose. Has service. She's good. Good. Yeah, my brother does too, and he was good.
Yep.
Yeah. I've got AT&T and I haven't had any issues.
Yep.
But I
Of course,
mean,
I don't use my phone as much. I just look at it every once in a while.
Didn't somebody
Now,
say? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jeff. I was waiting for you to say something.
Didn't they say Verizon was involved with this too, with the hits?
Yeah, but I called my husband, and he's got Verizon, and he was fine.
That-
Well, see, they
That's
use
who I've
a lot
got.
of them use the same network though.
Yep.
So if one's involved, everybody's involved because
Mhm.
T-Mobile is another one that uses AT&T.
right.
Because if you look, when they do the commercials and they say this network and this network's different, but they all use the same thing.
Mhm.
Some have license to use more towers than another one, but they still use the same towers, which is the network.
Right. Everybody uses the towers, so
Yeah.
it's. I think it's exactly. We all know what it's.
But again, use your critical thinking. How in the same house and or the same carrier on
Yeah.
the same bill, some of the phones get hit while others do not. And
Yeah.
also normally, okay, almost always, when we have one of those crazy flare things, my vertigo goes on the fritz.
Mhm.
I have been fine last night and all day today.
Yep. So it's definitely not that.
That's why the whole solar flare that doesn't make sense.
No,
Right.
it doesn't.
That's just going to be look over here and don't look over there thing.
Unless like Lake's in the living room and your daughter's in the other room and her room is wrapped in tinfoil. Maybe that she's safe over there, but
Yeah.
yeah, the whole, and I'm not saying it can't be that, but it's
And
less likely that it would be something like that.
right. And Bigfoot woke up this morning and also had service while one of my other daughters, is on our bill, and she had the same problems as I did. So, and she doesn't live here anymore. She lives in her own house, which is only 4 miles away, by the way. So,
Right. And
Maybe
like
I need
that, I
to
called my daughter, who's by the water. She's fine.
Water.
And she's on her aunt's service, so I think like what we all think. It's targeted to certain people, certain phones.
or it was just sporadic to test something out.
Right. That has been. I saw a couple people mention that too, to see if it was for the public service announcements and all this. and that.
testing the waters, as you would say.
Yep. Yes, that was a really good movie.
Yes, it was.
Just write down or do it in your head. How many? Hi, cat. How you have
Look,
people in the same town or houses.
Wait.
One will have service and one doesn't. Now, what would be the cause of that,
Uh-huh.
and write down what causes, cell service to drop, and then kind of figure it out.
Okay.
You put on the list solar flare. Well, why did one person have service and the other one, and you're the same carrier? And then you go down the list. I'm not going to say it, but funky business over the internet.
Mhm. Okay, I remember seeing an article, something pertaining to 911 services and how they've been acting lately. But then Debbie Golden just said AT&T is the largest company carrier. East Coast was hardest hit. We lost service until 12:30 today. First responders did not have 911 and had to go to private
Yeah.
service.
Right.
I heard the 911 stuff.
And I wish I saved that article that I was started to read yesterday. But
I-
for some reason, some of my articles haven't been saving, like, of course,
Now, if gamers will know what this is, it's a denial of service attack.
Mhm.
It would be like everybody going on to the same server, and that a server gets attacked. Certain people in that server would get disconnected, or they would lag really bad, but some other people wouldn't have any issues.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It depends on the route it is taken to get to that server. So it's like a highway.
Yep.
If one person takes a certain route to get to that town, and they're not running into traffic, then they don't have any issues. But somebody else on another route runs into traffic, they have a hard time getting into that town. And that's what a denial of service. It's a lot of computers attacking one computer,
Mhm.
and it all depends on what connections get to that, or what connections leave from that computer, and it can be totally random what route it's taking. And
Yep.
and today, the routes that when you make a phone call or something like that, the route it takes is all computerized, so you don't know what route they're taking unless they do a diagnostic and figure that out.
Right.
And that, to
Mhm.
me, that would be somebody in the same house. One person has service and the other one doesn't. That means the connection that their
To each.
their route that they're taking, one is blocked by denial of service and the other one isn't.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That would be my guess, but
Yep. Yeah, because otherwise it just doesn't make much sense.
yeah.
And I get it. You want to find the first excuse that makes the most sense, maybe scientifically or whatever the reasoning is. But again, think outside the box and outside of your media.
Yeah.
Use your rational thinking of,
Yep.
And they used to have something like this way back in the days when in New York, the 911 operators would get overloaded because there were so many people calling that
Mhm.
it would shut down because there were so many people calling in. And that's basically the same thing. It is what they call nowadays is denial of service attack,
Right, Al Bundy. I'm gonna go back to smoke signals.
which would be
You know
short
what?
term DDoSing.
Do y'all remember me mentioning the other day I couldn't figure out why they were sending a rocket to Mars to check out the weather and everything? It was just said here. I thought Edith said they launched rocket into space a couple of days ago. Is
Yeah,
it
TH2 mentioned that too.
why ain't it possible that that right there has something to do with everything that's going on? Because certain, now I'm reading this in chat, okay, what I'm fixing to say. A certain somebody tweeted that this is a test.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
oh, I must have said his name.
yeah, uh-huh. Watch your foot crouch.
I don't want to say his name again.
Sometimes it's good to get tongue tied at the right moment.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I've done seen this, it does make a little bit of sense because about a week or so ago, they was talking about sending a spaceship to Mars so it could check our weather out. To me, that's the biggest malarkey I think I've ever heard right there. And then all this going on now, something else. Something else is. The only people I can think that's trying to hack us is our people now. I'm done.
Yeah. You mean like in situations where they'll want you to blame the other party, but actually it's them doing it themselves?
Mhm.
It's possible it can come down to that, but in private chat, you know, a certain movie was mentioned, and I'm seriously thinking it ain't gonna be too much longer.
No, and that's why it was made by a certain somebody to
Yeah,
get it all out there.
you know, and I'm thinking, what was it? Wednesday night, maybe Monday night on yours. I told everybody, something's fixing to happen. You better go ahead and stock up. You know, I mean, our little community, I'm pretty sure we're all stocked up for a little while anyway. But
Mhm.
start acting like you ain't never stopped before. You know, like that. Because right now, the way everything's going, there is too many coincidences going on all at one time. So
No, I agree.
I'm done again.
He's all Pete's copped out.
No. Now my nose is running. It does that when I first wake up.
You better go catch it, as my grandfather would always say. You better go catch it.
Whoa, take it crazy.
Welcome the new
Oh.
member to the channel.
Thank you, Crazy.
How am I now a new member?
Oh,
She's been there for 20 months.
New channel member. Thank you for your support.
Those are
I was gonna show this to Watt and ask him if he had any issue, any.
Is Watt still in here?
Oh,
think
yeah.
so.
Okay.
Him and I are sending skunky smoke signals to each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pay attention to Watt.
Uh-oh. This does not look like it's going to turn out good.
movie copyright music.
Yeah, I muted it.
What?
It's your rodents putting stuff in the poles.
In the polls, yep. Stashing it for later. Got some nuts?
Oh, I've seen stuff like that come out of people's walls in their home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Walnuts and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yep.
Man.
Well, that squirrel just lost his nuts.
And this is why none of us had self-service this morning.
There you go.
Oh, hey, chicken noodle girl.
There's your answer. It's due to the nuts. It can be taken many ways.
Yeah. It was worse at the top too.
Right.
There's
Mhm.
another video of him cleaning out the top of it.
Yeah, Grace says that explains it.
That
Yep.
explains it. Yep, it does.
I was muted a long time. I had Danny walking on two legs after squirrels on the roof.
Oh, are they running around today?
I wish I had my phone, but it's charging. I don't even have it. I have it with me, but so imagine a pit bull, red-nosed pit, American pit, dancing on two legs with a black and red checkered sweater coat. It looked pretty funny. It was like out of a movie of something, Grimm's Fairy Tales or something.
Say hi.
Hi.
You're not
Is that
gonna say hi.
Fuzz Nuts?
No, it's Spike. You
I
gotta,
always get them wrong.
you gotta look at the eyes, or I mean the ears.
One of these days, I'll get all the
And
cats.
he doesn't like being shown on
Right,
camera.
Max. I have too many with
What you need to do is put spikes in his hair. Like
He
a
already
mohawk.
has his ears are really spiky.
Oh my goodness.
You know, I just noticed it, Bushcraft. I like your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good day, Sue. Be safe.
77 times.
Bye, Sue. Have a good day.
Gonna go walk the pup.
Yeah, I went to when I was in Goodwill. I had to explain it twice.
What it is.
Yeah, because everybody's used to me wearing my other one,
Mhm.
the flag that I'm not supposed to be wearing.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you can't complain about this one because it's just 77 plus or 77 times.
Yeah.
Are you right? TH2. That would have been a good time for Peanut to show up while playing that video.
My nuts.
Well,
I know.
you know, like he says, squirrels are his natural enemy, and some cats.
This one guy went and to get a yellow jacket nest or a hive.
Oh no.
And they burrow under the ground. He dug it all up, and it still had the little larvae in there and stuff. And he took it home and he feeds it to his pet squirrel.
Uh-oh.
And he goes in there and he eats all the larvae and stuff. And he's going to town on them things.
Huh.
That was the strangest. Oh, I feed it to my pet squirrel. I figure he was taking it home and feed it to his chickens. No, pet squirrel.
Yeah, Danny gets pretty upset when I take the nuts outside for the squirrels because she doesn't like the squirrels at all. She's been in a fight with a squirrel and I don't know who won. We have a squirrel around here missing half a tail and Danny's got scars. So
Yep.
that was the one that would live. So we named him Chip.
Are you picking up some mouse traps?
I know. You should be getting some.
I think that's why he's going.
Yeah, mouse traps also makes good detectors. You know, for unwanted guests coming up.
Oh, we have so Christy Baum is now Thrifty and Endeavors and
Adventures.
awesome tea.
Nice. T. We'll just call her T.
Okay.
Thrifty tea. We call her thrifty tea.
Okay, so we're going to call her Thrifty Tea. All right. Thank you.
Hey, lady. Good to see ya. Walmart is my weak spot. The trouble. Woman just
She's
swap.
going under. She's incognito is what it is. Yeah, I've got to set a couple of them myself.
I don't have any problems with mice in my house.
Nag,
Speaking of,
nag,
Oh,
nag.
no.
Oh no,
speaking,
excuse me. Brag, brag, brag.
Yep.
You can, I mean, if a mouse was dumb enough to come in here,
What were you
Well,
gonna say, like?
I was just saying, speaking of Walmarts, there's some upticks in certain states and areas where there's been some pretty crazy stuff going on.
at Walmart.
Yeah,
Wow.
like I don't even know how to say this stuff. It's just not a place you'd want to be when stuff breaks out like that.
Weird stuff.
I don't know why it's
what
happening
do
in
you call
certain
them?
areas. Why is that happening in certain areas? I don't know.
The smashing thing, smash and grab.
I mean, there's like yelling and arguing and just craziness
Oh,
happening. It's like, and things being thrown. And yeah, like it seems, I watch the videos and it seems pretty chaotic.
I think it's noises in the air.
well,
You know.
rat traps. I actually have 2 rat traps in my bug out bag.
See, it's not like that here, but
No, seriously, the rat traps are good for, if I have to go out in the woods and live. I
Yeah.
drill a hole in the bottom of it on one end. That way I can tie it to a stick, and then you bait it and catch chipmunks and squirrels with a rat
right.
trap.
Mhm.
No,
Ain't that what I just said?
I wasn't laughing at you, Bushcraft. I was laughing at Watt Life talking about Wally World as like an episode of Dr. Phil and Jimmy.
Oh my God. It is over here. Well, over where I was before. It's like that. Mm-hmm. But why does she have to turn up the lights?
You get a rat, not a mouse trap, but a rat trap. Dude, you can catch squirrels all day long.
Oh yeah.
See what Papa said.
That's why Dixon won't let me get a rat trap.
Birds are going. Oh, Sniffer said birds are going crazy down there in Maryland now. Dog is nuts. Cat's going berserk. Why? For Lake.
Maryland is like Walmart.
Right? Lake, when you come back, Sniffer has a question for
I'm
you.
here. Sorry.
Okay. Sniffer has a question for you.
Birds are going crazy here in Maryland. Now the dog is nuts. Cat going berserk. Why? I don't know. At that point, I would look. I would look what directions the birds are going.
Mm-hmm.
If it's warm where you're at, if it's warmer, there might be certain flocks of birds coming back from where they were coming from, and they gather to.
And there's always the sound stuff, if you know what I
And
mean.
then the other thing is, I was going to mention the sound things because I'm very interested in these sharks with laser beams. All of a sudden, again, not that I've ever gotten off from that, but y'all know how I am with that sound stuff.
I've always mentioned since you all met me, I've always talked about subliminal messaging. Always.
I know what you mean. What I'll have people come up to me and try to touch my beard. Can I touch it? No, you can't touch it.
It ain't no telling where your hands have been. You could have just come out of the bathroom and the toilet paper broke.
No comment. Of course, I do stuff like that just because I'm funny.
Mhm.
Well, that and most women want to braid it. I don't know what the braiding thing is, but
I don't know, because when I was little, everybody in the neighborhood wanted to braid my hair. I think it's just something to play with. I don't know.
Don't go to a like a medieval fair either, because all the girls want to put those charms in it.
Uh-huh.
You know, Devin did that one year when Devin had his beard, the long beard he had. We took him to King Richard's Fair one year, and all of a sudden he's just right over at that booth because the girls are like, "Oh, you got a nice long beard. Let's put some things in them."
yeah, I got these metal ones. Metal
Yeah.
beads. I don't know if you can see it. It's a skull.
Yeah, that's what he had. He had some
Yeah.
skulls and some wolves put into. They put skulls and wolves on them.
The cats would attack me if I had little dangly things hanging from my beard.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep. Try to play with it. Yep.
We was in church one time, and I think the craziest thing to come out of my mouth while we was in church, okay, is I went to the restroom, and and I washed my hands. Turned around, there wasn't no paper towels, nothing to dry my hands on. So I kind of shook them and walked on out the door. As I'm walking back to the pew, the preacher's son grabbed my hands and shook it. He said, "Why are your hands wet?" I said, "I was checking my billfold to see how much I could put in the plate, and it fell in the toilet, and I had to go in after it." Man, you should have seen him pull his hand back.
no wonder they don't watch you in church anymore.
Oh gosh.
Well, he asked me, he said, "Did that really happen?" I looked at him and I couldn't help from not grinning. I said, "Yeah, man, really, it happened." And his wife said, "Can't you tell he's just messing with you? There ain't no paper towels in the men's bathroom." I looked at her and I said, "How would you know?"
Hey, CJ.
Is it that cold up there, Lake?
Hey, CJ.
CH2,
No.
he said when he was a kid, he had those shoes that light up when you walk around.
Really?
So you're not half wrong there.
Right. Wear boots if you have to, yeah.
Oh, you can still get them up on Temu. Maybe
The
we
light up
need
shoes?
to,
Yeah. My
maybe
my
we need
granddaughter has a
to
pair of them.
chip in and buy him a pair.
Papa New said you should have given him a big hug when he pulled away.
No, Jeff,
Uh-oh.
it's not that cold. It's just that the heat keeps clicking on if I don't have a fire. And it is in the 30s and a little windy every now and then. But I mean,
And
unfortunately, no one will want to be around the wood stove. It's
It's
just the other
nice
rooms
and
of
warm
the
here.
house. Yeah, it's warm. I'm sweaty right now, but Bigfoot's been out working all day. And he's been in the chill of the air. So I want to get a fire going for him.
so
And
he'll
then,
be warm.
huh?
So he'll be warm when he comes home.
Exactly. So just because
Uh-huh.
we're warm doesn't mean he's not going to be warm when he gets home.
Yeah.
And it's the other rooms of the house. Oh, and I locked the door. Bigfoot's home.
Hey.
Did I lock you out? Cameras off.
I'll just make it blurry anyway.
You'll make it blurry. Okay.
Hi, Bigfoot.
Good.
Hey,
Good
Bigfoot.
evening, Bigfoot.
Good to see you guys. Hey, I'm gonna steal the platform for just a minute to let anybody who even cares, I'm not doing a stream tonight. So
You're not. Okay, we talked about it.
Yeah.
The girls said you can, that you shouldn't cancel just because of them. Maybe we'd just like a day off. And I think we should get pizza.
the,
And he says yes.
the,
Wait,
the,
no,
the pizza box
Yeah.
or the
Oh,
Pizza
no.
Hut box.
Yeah, I'm not sure where yet, but Allie's friend Bree, she's gonna be here for a few days. We already have dinners and lunches and breakfasts already all planned out.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight, the first night, Allie did want to kind of get pizza just tonight. Tomorrow we're having, for morning, we're gonna do probably waffles and fruit, and then in the afternoon we're gonna do leftover tacos or taco salads, and then we're gonna be having my famous cheesy chicken buffalo dip. My buffalo.
Ooh.
How's the roads up in your area, and when is supper time?
Yeah, Jeff, you come
almost
away
like
there.
the snow is melted. It's just spotty in a couple areas, like where you made like hills of snow because of snow. Other than that, it's all pine cones. Roads are good, right?
Bubba says order it now in case phones go back down.
And I'm a short order cook, Jeff. So anytime you stop in, the kitchen's always open.
Nah.
Have food will travel, agreed, Jeff. Bubba.
Ask anyone who knows. I'm a short order cook. Like if you want it, bam, order up.
I'm pretty much the same way. Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. Yeah.
BLT without the L.
Pizza night does sound pretty good tonight. I had so much gluten last week. It's not even funny. I can't do it this week. I have to wait another week.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna break down and buy Dixie a pizza this payday. She's been wanting one for the last 2-3 months. And they got it.
Yeah, do it up, Jeff. Do it.
Yeah. I mean, even though we can't cut up, carry on, and argue, I still treat her like she's supposed to be treated.
Well, Bigfoot and I carry on doesn't mean we're actually really arguing. We're just being us.
Yeah.
It's mostly funny and silly.
Oh, it is. But, and I've said it quite a few times here in the last years. But if y'all was walking past our house when we first got married, you'd swear up and down somebody was killing one another the way we argued. And it wasn't really an argument, not really,
You, Chelly? You're not?
Okay, now one news service is saying that customers of T-Mobile, Verizon, U.S. Cellular, and Consumer Cellular were also reporting issues. Thus far, fewer T-Mobile and Verizon told CBS News that their networks were operational, although some customers may be encountering problems when they are trying to reach people on another network.
Yep. So the reason for all those things is that the reason they did a pie graph earlier this morning and into the afternoon. Most people who have cellular service are with AT&T.
Yep.
So of course they're going to have more widespread and more outages because more people have them as a carrier. And then you go down to your T-Mobile and your Verizon and so on down the chain. So the reason why, and like Bushcraft mentioned earlier, a lot of these companies won't even put anything out because it wasn't enough people to even say so, right, Bushcraft?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the reason that the focus is on mainly on AT&T is because of that reason.
Mm-hmm.
And also pay attention to what else is in the news. What's getting buried by this?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Like that new law
Yep.
of the ports that just arose out of nowhere.
Yeah, and like in the 10 things about the thing about Trump. Why would you put something in a relief bill to help people in another country? Why would you put something in there to impeach Trump?
Yeah, I saw that today earlier, something about that. It's like, why are you sticking that? It has nothing to do with the bill.
Yeah,
hmm
that's what they do, though. They like to sneak in that stuff.
Especially when they create lots of pages to make a bill. It's easy to stick it in line, 367 under section 28, it's like 28A AC or something.
Oh, you'll probably hear something, or if you haven't already heard, Quaker Oats.
Yeah.
Don't eat pesticides.
Done already ate a half a thing of them.
From the old stuff or the newer stuff bought? Because
They're saying it could be years ago that
uh,
it's been in it. So
I've been eating
it's
oats.
Cheerios, cereal, everything that company puts out. The oats are tainted, you could say.
Okay. I've been eating oats for a long, long time. I like it with my blueberries and brown sugar.
Time to switch to a different brand.
Well, it's like the cheap oats. The cheap oats are still made by another company, so then you have to find out where your store-bought brand oats come from. Like certain stores carry their cereal in their name, but they're General Mills.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like certain stores have a laundry detergent, but it might be Tide. So
Actually, let me look and see if it's being recalled yet. I don't think so yet.
I usually get McCann's Irish oatmeal.
Nope, it's not there yet. So
I don't know.
it'll be coming though.
it's coming. Hey, Larry Schultz,
Hey, Larry.
down a gallon of.
Roundup.
Oy. Well, yeah, they're making seeds for planting your vegetables and fruits that actually can withstand Roundup and certain metals and certain crazy stuff. And that's
For
not.
Jeff, his muscadines. Guess what they're going to be doing to them?
What are muscadines?
It's a grape,
It's a grape.
basically. It's a different type of grape.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever ate muscadines, you wouldn't ask. I mean, they're off the hook. But don't eat a handful at a time.
They're re-engineering them to not have seeds, and
Wow.
they're also going to be wanting to make them sweeter, like they do. You know how they make the cotton candy grapes and they make them too sweet. Because I think they're good the way they are.
Dude, leave them alone. Mother Nature knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
You know, muscadines and scuppydines, both. I prefer the muscadines, but they're both good.
Ain't the other ones smaller?
The muscadines are the purple one. The scuppydines are the green ones. The scuppydines has got a little bit of a tart taste to them.
Yeah.
Yes, Bubba News, you need to get the Irish steel oats. Yep. They're very good.
If I'm out in the woods and I find my scuppydine vine, you bet your sweet bottom dollar that sucker's coming home with me.
Well, Bob Mills oats, yes, they're good too.
I can, because I can't say the word, but
if you can't say it, spell it.
Well, I'm posting it in chat. That's the pesticide.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
really?
Well,
Yeah,
that ain't good.
Just call it Papa Squat.
I don't feel bad. Hell, I see it and I still can't pronounce it.
Dogma King says he has to go. Well, he or she. Love you all. Thank you for your prayers and God bless y'all. You have a
You
good
have a
day.
good day.
Have a good day.
Yeah, because you'll definitely be popping a squat after eating stuff with that in it.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
We'll keep you
All
on.
salad mixes are on recall.
Mm.
Yeah,
The
there's a lot
cheese.
of that. Listeria, and is that the one what it's called? From the water and the
No,
Listeria?
it's actually from the cheese. You know,
E. coli.
the one that has all the different stuff in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's the cheese that's inside of it, which is it's still the same thing.
Now, wait
Listeria.
a minute. Now, hang on. What type of cheese?
Well, it's in the salad mix.
Okay,
The
it's not
cheese.
mozzarella, is it?
It's like a package of cheese that comes in the salad bags.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay,
it's
okay.
where they put like the sunflower seeds and the different
Okay.
different things together, and then you mix it all together.
A salad kit.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Because Dixon made me some, I forgot what it is.
Trader Joe's chicken and rice. There's another one. I haven't checked recalls out for a while.
God, you liable to be sitting there for an hour.
I
And
get so many
again,
emails a day on those recalls.
most of it's in Canada. Canada. Raw milk in Canada.
Kenneth, you're exactly right. He says, watch and read your labels.
Exactly.
You know,
Wow,
that's
there's
what,
another raw milk one. Oh, that's New Zealand.
let's keep it there.
Okay, Crazy Iris.
What's she saying?
Yeah, the prepackaged salad bags, they're all on recalls again, too. I seen that.
Oh, wow, this is actually right here. Shredded cheese recalled over glove remnants in product. Somebody lost their glove
Oh, no.
in Louisville, Ohio.
Yucky.
Ohio.
That's yucky.
What is it? Stringy cheese.
It's like I know.
Right, Rojan. Not everything is in the ingredients.
Oh yeah, that's what natural ingredients is for. That's where they put in that stuff they don't want you to know.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paya. I really want a fig tree. That'd be cool.
Or 10.
I got my pet coming to see me.
Tobias, you need to get out from underneath me.
Your pet?
Pet, squirrel.
Oh, your pet squirrel. I thought you said a pet.
Yeah.
See,
Now that would,
Nice.
that'd be
Yes.
bits.
Oh, that's
It was expensive too.
that looks
What,
shiny.
$5?
That's
Yeah.
already in it.
That's
That's
brand
so
new.
cool. That's so
Yeah,
you have to work it in.
it's not like I need another one. I've got knives.
Yeah, well, neither does Allie and I. And you know what? It's like, ooh, gotta have that one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've got 15 knives sitting right here on my desk.
Yeah.
I got,
Somewhere in my household, I bet I've got 300 knives.
Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's like
Yep.
101 with his flashlights. We got 9.
Yeah, I got one flat. Well, no, I've got two here.
Yep. I got a whole bunch because for like 3 years I was doing that battle box subscription thing, and every one came with a knife in it. So
Yeah,
TH2, you have a good evening, sir. Bye.
yes, you have a good one too. Play well with the other kids.
and turn
okay?
that water off.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later, T. Grace Johnson, Merlin's doing good. He has a hat today, aka shed. He's shedding yesterday. He shedded everything except for the top of his little base of his tail and his little hat on his head. It's yeah, he did his eyes last night and his legs and his underneath of his tail. It was funny because as he was like poking along with his crazy little feet, he actually looked like he had a loose baggy britches, like a diaper hanging off from him at one point. And Allie and I were in stitches laughing at him. But he's eating okay and he's happy and climbing everywhere and he's good. Other than the shedding, which is weird.
Now, how big do they get?
If it's a male, it can get about 2 feet. If it's a female, anywhere from, I don't know, 10 to 18.
Grace, love it when they do the cha-cha-cha trying to get the skin off.
Yeah, they do. They do that weird thing.
Yeah.
Now,
Itching and getting the skin
he's
off.
been on the moss and on the rocks, just loosening it up. But the thing about chameleons is that they do have hands. So he was able to go by his eye and like take the thing right off and then do this with it.
Oh,
And
wow.
it went flying. So yeah, they can actually pick their own shed off, where like a leopard gecko actually will pick their shed off and eat it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to slow down when you say shed.
It sounds like you're saying the other word. Papa squat.
When geckos lose their shed, they eat it. And I don't know
The whole sentence.
when they're shedding. They're shedding their skin. Must be the accent that I don't know I have.
Well, when you said he picks the shed off and eats it, it didn't sound like you said shed. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, skin. Yeah.
What did
I didn't want to say it, so I typed it in private. I didn't know if it was okay.
I
to
know.
say.
Yeah, I definitely didn't say that word.
They be pooping the skin out.
Yeah, but he's doing good. Blue shed, and yesterday she had a little bit on her ears that Allie was able to remove easily with tweezers. But you shouldn't really remove it unless needed because it can hurt if it's not loose. So if it doesn't come off easy, if anyone has a lizard,
That's like sun after a sunburn or something.
yeah, don't
You pull
ever.
the skin off, you get
Oh gosh, don't
skin
ever
that's
feel
already
it.
stuck on there. Ow!
It can be
No.
tempting. It can be tempting, but this is something that your reptile has to deal with. And unless it's really like been on there a long time and you give it a bath and soaked and the conditions are good and if it comes off easy, then by all means take the tweezers or your fingers and get it off for them. But other than that, they can take care of it themselves.
Mhm. They didn't have humans. All their
No,
they used to do it themselves.
they use nature. So we've provided him with a whole live rock, like a whole rockscape. He's got moss vines, moss plants. I mean,
It's like bears. They get an itch on their back. They get a tree.
yeah, they do that, and the whole tree shakes too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's it, so they don't have no wire or nothing like that close by when they're scratching.
Heck, if you live in certain spots, you'll hear it on your house. They'll use your house.
Yes.
As long as you don't go out there and you see claw marks on your trees.
Yeah.
We had him on the back tree. The year after, we didn't have any sightings of bears. We had the male come through, and then the female came through.
Oh, yeah, that's usually when they're marking.
But I was going to say that is a huge sign of marking their territory.
Yeah. You have to go out there and pee on the tree.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, my whole area I've done marked in.
Yeah, I mean, if you got stung by a jellyfish, I'd do that for you.
You.
Poor bush crab's over here shaking his head like my husband does. He does that all the time too. Yep. Well, good friends do that.
They pee on each other.
Like if it was in a hard spot and you couldn't get it yourself.
Oh my goodness.
I hear crazy guys laughing like crazy.
I would suggest using a cup, but you know.
Okay, well, I
Well,
think
maybe
it's
not
about
to go
time.
to the beach.
Now we're gonna end it here with a jellyfish.
Yeah, that
You
sounds
know,
like a good subject to end it with. Is the jellyfish?
Don't forget to check in to your loved ones, and don't forget to pee on your best friends.
Yeah, and
Sorry, I had to.
the whole thing I would take on this whole thing with the outages and stuff is find alternative ways to get a hold of your family members and stuff.
Yeah.
If
Break
it's
out cups in the stream.
wow,
Absolutely.
and I did put a link down to the place where you can get a online phone number to where you can call and text somebody if you only have internet and don't have a cell phone. But if you don't have internet, you're kind of smoke signals.
Smoke signal it.
Right. Yeah, kind of like now what I'm doing.
And if you can, they do have some, if you get into like CBs and ham radios, they do have some
I was gonna
free
say
courses. They do have free courses.
we'll get 101 to talk about his ham radio tonight.
Yeah, because you have to be licensed to use them. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Quick,
She was
pee
on
on
the
her.
Matrix.
I'm moving around. Yeah.
You gotta pee on her to put it out. Hurry up.
Sometimes when it gets that much oxygen where it didn't have it, it sends the sparkly sticks. Yeah.
Throw a jellyfish in there.
But yeah, you do need a ham.
There it goes. Whoosh.
Oh gosh. You do need a ham radio license, but if it's in an emergency, I don't think they rely too much.
No one cares about your license. Yeah, no.
At that point, nobody cares. But if it's something minor like this, you kind of do need
license,
a ham radio license, because it is by the.
Well, if it's an emergency, you just like a CB. There's a channel. Is it 13 or 9?
9. Channel 9.
Yeah, that you're not supposed to talk on. But if it's an emergency, you can use it.
Yeah.
That's why
it's the same thing with a ham radio. If it's emergency, you're
now with a CB radio, they only good for up to 5 miles unless they've been doctored.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but if you got a neighbor that's close by and you notice a big coax, even ham radios can pick up CB because you can switch the big base ones. You can switch it. So, but still, if it's an emergency, use whatever you can.
Yeah.
Because it's like we've talked with the, I'm going to say bail thing. You're supposed to have license to use them, but in an emergency, who gives a flip? You gotta have it. You gotta have it.
Yep.
If they're gonna send the law out to arrest me, bring them on.
We have GMRS license now. Oh, good. Good.
Cool.
Mom. She has a GMRS license. Good.
Good.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just getting a handheld one. The one.
That's all we have
They
is
got
the
them on
help.
Temu. They got them on
On Temu.
Temu.
Do they really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Huh.
A Biofame?
A whole lot. Yeah. A whole lot cheaper than what I paid for mine.
Huh.
But I got mine off of Amazon. I think it was like $38 or something.
Yeah.
Come with the
that's about-
base, the charger, and the battery. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. How much does 101 say he had the antenna, the extended one?
That's
What
what
the
we have is all with all the stuff that comes with it and the
Yeah.
extended antennas. And
Yeah.
we have a couple of different antennas that come along with both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's
think
more to them than just buying, you could be buying the case for all you know for that much.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the thing with the walkie-talkies.
I got one now.
Well, I had talked to somebody, a military type person.
Mhm.
Well, he was in the military, but he says he wouldn't buy a walkie-talkie set without codes in it to where you could lock it. You lock the frequencies and stuff because something
Open
happens to one of the people that's using it and you're on the other end. You want to make sure that you're relaying information to the person you want to.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And
You don't want an open frequency one, basically, one
yeah,
programmable. Yeah.
and you want a code in it to where you can you don't know only the people have that code have access to those.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
the way he explained it, it made a lot of sense.
Does make sense.
Yep. Soup can
Because
with yeah.
the regular the walkie-talkies that that we grew up on, it's real simple to get inside, and there's a little dial that you can turn to find out if there's any other signals around,
Mhm.
and you can
Yep.
pick them up, and that's where that frequency and code thing comes in handy. Now, you're not going to be able to hide from like a military or anything like that because they
No.
have ways of doing that. But
Yep.
there are some of those that are like 128-bit encrypted that
Mhm.
would still take a while to get through. But anyways, it's almost 5:00. We're going to go ahead and end it.
Yeah.
The dinner bell's ringing for most of us. Ding ding ding.
Yeah, my cats are going crazy.
I haven't had my dinner.
5:00 is feeding time for them.
Yep.
I have cats lined up right here, all looking at me like.
Anytime now, we storming down here.
But we'll probably see you. I don't know if I'm going to be going live tomorrow or not because I'm waiting on a decision to see if I'm going to get something. If I'm going to get it, I'll probably be busy.
I don't blame you one bit. Pushing.
I hope I'm not pushing it home.
Right.
Until next time, we'll catch you guys later. If anything, we'll see you Sunday.
Bye, everybody.
That's it. Out.